Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Go Mental. My name is Warieme. Now in today's video, I would like to talk about the 7 warning signs of an anxiety attack. I have spoken about anxiety disorder in the past, but just to do a quick recap, basically anxiety can actually develop into an anxiety disorder. So you know the way that the feeling that you get before an interview or the feeling you get before you sit for an exam, anything that is working up your nerves, usually that is natural, the body's natural way of responding to what it perceives as danger. And then once that particular event is over, your body goes back to functioning normally. However, someone with anxiety, this feeling will be with them all through. So like the feeling in the stomach, your muscles are tense, you're sweating, you know, all those feelings that come with anxiety can actually turn into an anxiety disorder, which can also get to a point where it incapacitates you, or basically you're not able to function because of the disorder. And that is why we really recommend that if you identify with any of the signs of an anxiety disorder, kindly see a doctor so that you can either be put on medication depending on the severity of the condition, or you can start on therapy to be able to manage the symptoms. So with the anxiety disorder, there are times that you'll find that you can actually get into an anxiety attack. Now, that is what I want to talk about today. What are some of the symptoms of an anxiety attack? So the first one is you'll find that you have a rapid heartbeat. You could be at a point of rest, maybe at your office desk, maybe you're shopping, you're not doing anything really labor intensive, but you'll find you'll suddenly start having heart palpitations. That could be a sign of an anxiety attack coming up. The second thing is that you would find that you have shortness of breath. Either you're panting or you feel like you're not getting enough air. So, and then there's tightness in your chest. That is also another second sign of an anxiety attack. And now with these two symptoms, when they come, you can actually use some breathing techniques to ground yourself. So I have talked about this before. This is whereby you inhale through your nose for 8 seconds. You just do it slowly, hold your breath for another 8, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for another 8. So that is a way it can, that's one of the ways you can use to ground yourself. So basically it will help you to normalize your heart rate, and it will also help you get to a point where you're breathing normally as you should. So those are the first two signs and symptoms of an anxiety disorder. We also have tightness in the stomach, where you'll feel like you have either a ball or there's a fist in your stomach. That is also another sign and symptom of anxiety disorder. And then we also have dizziness and tingling. So what happens when your body goes into the state of fight or flight, your blood pressure increases, and which causes you to have dizzy spells and also have the tingling feeling in your muscles. So the way you can be able to manage these two symptoms is basically by looking around and looking for different textures that you can touch. So say for example you have a carpet, you can just play around with the carpet. You can also, I tend to kind of like not really pinch myself, but kind of put a bit of pressure on my thighs so that I can distract my mind from the feelings that it's currently feeling to probably where I'm putting the pressure. And I should add on that, by the way, guys, you'll find that usually people with mental illnesses tend to self-harm. I won't talk about it during this this video, but believe me, some of the incidences that I've had, I actually see how someone can end up self-harming themselves. This is because you want the emotional pain that you're feeling, you want to distract that pain and even let it be a physical pain, right? So guys, that is, if you've come across someone who cuts themselves or self-harm, please try and understand that person. Anyway, so back to now ways you can ground yourself. So as I said, I usually kind of like just put slight pressure on my thighs. So you can just find whatever it is that is around you that you can use your sense of touch to get rid of the feelings that you're currently feeling. Then of course there's the one which is where you feel like you're losing control. Usually in an anxiety attack, you can imagine you have a heart palpitations, you can't breathe, you have dizzy spells, you just feel like basically you're losing control and you have no idea why this is happening. Because usually anxiety attacks, as much as sometimes they can build up gradually, sometimes they can also just come all of a sudden. So there's also the feeling of losing control. You feel like you're either about to collapse, or you feel like, there's this, you're confused, you don't know what's going on around. So that is also another symptom to look out for, which is loss of control. There's also chills and sweating. And as you know, of course, when you're anxious for anything, the way either sometimes you'll feel cold or sometimes you'll sweat. So either sweaty palms or sweaty armpits. So that is also a very major sign of anxiety. And especially if you've not really done something, it's very confusing to wonder, okay, fine, I've not done any activity. Why am I sweating? Why am I shivering? Why am I feeling this way? So that is also something else to look out for. We also have muscle tension. You can find that either you're feeling tight on your neck or on your back, your upper shoulders, and actually you'll find that sometimes this muscle tension has actually gotten people to go to the emergency room thinking that they actually have a heart attack. So you can imagine, with all these symptoms that I've described, can you imagine them now hitting you all at the same time? Shortness of breath, heart palpitation, muscle tension, sweating, losing control, dizzy spells. It is a very, very, very scary experience when you have an anxiety attack. But as I said, you can do the breathing exercises, or you can ground yourself by looking for texture, a different texture that you can rub on yourself, or rather rub on with your hand. And then there's also another technique that we use, which is whereby you identify 5 things you can see around you. So you just look and be like, I can see books, I can see a window, I can see a painting. So basically what you're doing is that you're trying to distract your mind. You're trying to get your body away from the feeling it's actually getting to feel. So basically, what can you see around you? The other thing you can do is, what can you touch? As I said earlier, look for different textures. What can you touch? Is there something cold you can touch? Is there something that will feel nice when you touch it, We also have things that you can hear. What can you hear in the distance? I can hear children playing. I can hear the printer going on. Focus on what you can hear. We also have what can you smell? Right now, what can I smell? I can actually smell my own perfume. So yeah, I can smell my perfume. Maybe if you're in the office, you can smell maybe coffee brewing or whatever it is. So try and look for try and make use of your senses by what can you smell. And then of course the last one is, what can you taste? So what I also usually do when I have an anxiety attack, I'll always ask for very cold water, ice cold water, so that once I take that ice cold water, my body tends to get into shock, and actually the feelings of anxiety attack actually go down. So guys, that is it for today. Please note that anxiety disorder is actually an illness, and it actually needs to be treated by a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I shall be doing more videos on anxiety for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So we shall see you in my other videos. Do not forget to comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and we shall see you soon, guys. Take care. Bye.